going on, Jerome? So one of the question marks this offseason was who was going to be backing up J.J. McCarthy, because as we've seen around the league, maybe the second most important player on a team is quarterback 2, right? Because you're always one play away from disaster. Well, if the quarterback goes down, the season's over. Now, shouldn't be like that. J.J. McCarthy, off the injury, heading into year 2. Everything is set up perfectly around him. He's going to have the best chance to succeed, namely because of Kevin O'Connell. Quarterback, whisper, the rebuilt offensive line, the run game, the weapons, all that stuff, right? But I don't know, just like it was a weird twisting road this offseason for the Vikings, because a lot of Vikings fans, like, obviously we realize that J.J. McCarthy is the quarterback of the future. Top 10 draft pick, highest drafted quarterback in team history. Maybe would have started at some point last year if he didn't have the knee. But I don't know, like the media was always like, oh, what about Sam Darnold? What about him? And fully admit, so I feel like we're unique on this channel, is that if we have a bad take, we admit it. Like, we own it. It's like, oh, I don't know if Justin Jefferson can get off press. Is he going to be a slot receiver only? But with Darnold, after the Packers game, I was in. I was like, hey, baby, pay Sam Darnold. I mean, J.J. McCarthy, I love him, but Darnold is balling out right now. But that is legitimately how bad his last 2 games were. The Lions game was worse than the Rams game. Because the Lions game, he was just fully pulling out Chuck Knobloch stuff, the yips in the red zone. It's just ridiculous, man. But that's how bad that he was the last 2 games, where it's just like, hey, resign him to. Nope. That's it. But Darnold signed with the Seahawks. And then Daniel Jones, who the Vikings brought aboard last season after he got let go by the Giants. He would be a serviceable backup, but then he decided to sign with the Colts, try and battle it out with Anthony Richardson. No must of us there. And then, of course, the Athletic. We've said our piece quite a bit. Rossini, Silver, John Krasinski too, like just really leaning into things like, oh, Aaron Rodgers. Well, what about Rodgers? What about Rodgers? Rodgers. No. Was never going to happen, and it didn't happen, and I'm glad that it didn't, because obviously if Rodgers came here, he wouldn't be in as a backup. It's not in his DNA. It's not in his with his ego. So yeah, it was never going to happen. Then, the idea of Kirk Cousins returning after he just got paid by the Falcons, like I was honestly open for it, as long as it didn't cost a lot and the Vikings didn't pay a lot. Sure, I mean he knows the offense. It would have been that veteran quarterback too. But as we said, I don't think J.J. McCarthy needs that veteran mentor quarterback, right? Because that's what Josh McCown is there for. I mean, Josh McCown is basically a veteran mentor backup quarterback. He's roughly the same age as Flacco, right? So he fills that role. Plus, I feel like J.J. is way mature beyond his years, beyond the whole stoicism, focusing on winning and team and ball and all that stuff, not really swayed by the off-field distractions. Like, he doesn't need a handler. He doesn't need a babysitter. Like J.J. McCarthy would be the babies. He's the kid that's way mature beyond his or her years, and they're babysitting at like age 10, and then they're just racking up that cash in the neighborhood, man. That's J.J. McCarthy right there. But then you went down the veteran route. So Flacco eventually signed with the Browns. Maybe he starts. Don't know. Jameis signed with the Giants. Tannehill, I feel like it was always in the back pocket. Reportedly, the Vikings had touched base with him, but didn't come to fruition. It is what it is. And then during the draft, I mean, I do feel like Sam Howell, for what the Vikings got, I mean, just moving down one draft pick, I think that's huge value of a player who's started extensively in a short career, is only 24 years old, and definitely does have that upside. And that could have been the plan all along, is that the Vikings were going to partake in one of the backup quarterbacks that was going to be available in the draft, because after the Seahawks signed Sam Darnold, they re-signed Drew Lock, and even before they drafted Jalen Moreau, looked like that Sam Howell was going to be available. A couple other quarterbacks that are in that same vein: Aiden O'Connell with the Raiders, regime change, and Geno with the Raiders. Will Levis, obviously Cam Ward coming in. But of the 3 of them, I feel like O'Connell has, just like milquetoast, whatever. Will Levis is high variance. I think that Sam Howell is definitely high variance, but I prefer him over the other 2 quarterbacks in that similar situation. And as we said, Howell did start 17 games for the 2023 Commies. Now, he led the league in pass attempts, 612, but also sacks, 65. So basically, Riverboat Ron was just out there, whatever, sling it, right? And I feel like there was a lot of good things. There was a lot of bad things out there, but basically just like sloppy, undisciplined football, and it wasn't necessarily even his fault. I mean, he basically just trotted out there as a whatever season, but 21 picks, 21 touchdowns. quarterback rating in the 70s. But I feel like Howell has that gunslinger mentality and upside. I feel like that he certainly can be an upgraded version of Nick Mullins. We're going to throw for 400 yards, and we're throwing 4 touchdowns today. I don't know to which team. But I feel like Kevin O'Connell can definitely rein that in, and I feel like Howell can be a very good serviceable backup where if the poop hit the fan and you had to play him, you actually feel comfortable in that situation. Brett Rippenass is still in that mix as well. Such a shift, because for a long time it was just McCarthy and Rippon on the Vikings roster, which is like, well, do they feel comfortable with Rippon as quarterback too? Maybe that's still the case. Who really knows? But also, getting Max Brosmer as a UDFA, where a pretty hefty guarantee, $250,000 plus for Max Brosmer. Obviously, the Vikings see a little something there, something they could work with. And Brosmer, New Hampshire, and then 1 year with the Gophers. Like he does read the field well. He does process well. He gets rid of the ball quickly. He can be accurate, but I don't know. There's upside there. I guess we'll see. But overall, I feel pretty damn good about the Vikings quarterback room right now. And I know, no, the Vikings don't necessarily need that old hand veteran backup quarterback because, as we said, the mentor in the room is Josh McCown. The mentor in the room is Kevin O'Connell, right? And with McCarthy, he's the alpha quarterback one. He's going to get all the first-team reps during off-season work and then OTAs, training camp, etc. But I like the Howell pickup, man. I feel like the upside is there, and he's only 24. I think that there's still plenty of room to grow and show. Plus, of course, quarter Korean. We made it, baby. That's right. We don't have to just claim Tua and Mariota. We actually have a mainland or Asian quarterback. There you go. Actually, well, we've always had Kyler. Doesn't matter. Rippon could be something. Brosmer definitely could be something. So I guess we'll see there. But it really was a God bless the broken road that led me straight to this quarterback room, because there was a lot of drama. There was a lot of takes. There was a lot of rumor. There was a lot of innuendo. There was a lot of come to grips that Rodgers is going to be a quarterback. Shut up. It's just ridiculous, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings, I feel like they got the backup quarterback situation correct. I think they did. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.